744. Just wanted to touch base with you and give you some feedback on the assignments and the grading. So just to let you know that individual assignments as well as group assignments are all being submitted in Blackboard, and Safe Assign checks the originality of the work. So if there's a higher level of cutting and pasting without citations or direct quotes, the program picks that up, and anything above 30% shows that it's not enough originality. So in the particular individual assignments that went out, if your work wasn't graded, I sent you an email and asked you to resubmit it. And if you want some, so the idea is to really paraphrase. If you are going to quote, put your quotes. This work is hard, and to be original, it means one has to read the information and then figure out how one can express it in one's own words, and it's not easy. So you're doing a great job, and please resubmit if I sent you an email. And the same thing goes with the group assignments. When everyone writes their pieces, please show your citations or your quotes or your comments so that when the team leader puts together the memo, they know that the work is original. It's your thinking, so they can use it. And if you want some pointers on the memos or the assignments themselves, there is in the discussion board a thread or a folder that talks about feedback on assignments, so people might want to read that. And the other thing to think about is I've asked you to do this for the individual assignments, and I would also say for the group assignments as well. We really need to get practice more, not only complete sentences, but showing the context to which these sentences relate. We're all used to getting text messages and emails and just writing yes, no, okay, very shorthand. But when we're writing memos and giving an analysis of a complex situation, we really need to frame the issue and not only write complete sentences, but also frame it and oftentimes give a one-liner to define the terms we're using. So, because people could talk about operating budgets different than capital budgets, and it could be the particular aspect of the operating budget you're looking at. Or I even put in there this idea of discretionary versus mandatory spending. Just like the words imply, discretionary means, that can be thought about. It's not mandatory. It's not legally required versus mandatory means mandatory. It has to be in the budget. And those are different types of funding. And sometimes they're not legally mandatory or discretionary, but people expect that they will continue to be reallocated, which is one of the discussions we had about incremental budgeting. Incremental budgeting, there's the assumption that the program will continue to go on and just expand versus, so it's not mandatory. It could still be discretionary, but there's the assumption that it will not change. And as we know, we're seeing a lot of change in society. So we need to look at that and understand the process by which that is happening. So I'll get back to you on more on the teamwork later.